Good evening. It's wonderful to be back with you once again, isn't it, Ronnie?
Yes, it's wonderful to be back with me once again. and in the packed programme tonight, we were hoping to have introduced you to a famous Eskimo fisherman who sits for hours on the ice in the nude, but unfortunately, his arrangements have fallen through.
But we shall be meeting Napper Napecroft, the plumber from Glossop, who was so disillusioned he tried to blow his drains out.
But first, the news. There was an ugly demonstration this afternoon outside the House of Commons when Mrs. Thatcher's car was pelted with eggs, tomatoes and onions. Later, Mrs. Thatcher made a rousing speech and her chauffeur made a Spanish omelette.
And now showbiz news. Unemployed actor Ralston Maine appeared in court today, refused to swear on the Bible, but agreed to swear on Channel 4 if there were any vacancies.
Tonight, the Collier's Row Workshop Theatre, who specialise in acting in the pouring rain, premiere their latest production, Thoroughly Sodden Millie.
Finally, it's been a day of double celebration for Mr. Ludlow Tripp of Brentford. Earlier this morning, he established a new world record for lying on a bed of nails, and tonight he won first prize as a fancy dress party. He went as a watering can.
And now a musical sketch about farm workers in Lapland in which Mr. Ronnie Corbett plays a tiny hand who's frozen.
Excuse me, I wonder if you can help me. I'm having some trouble finding a book.
Oh?
Yes, they all seem to be mixed up.
Mixed up? Look all right to me. All the red books over there, all the blue books over there.
You don't classify books by the colour.
Oh, yes, it's the architect's idea. He said it'd look neater.
Well, neater it may be, but it doesn't make it easy to find the book you want, does it?
Ah, well, maybe I can help you. So what book exactly did you want, sir?
Well, it's called The Twisted Spur by E.M. Haggerty.
Right, Haggerty. Haggerty. Hennessy, Tennessee. Haggerty. There he is, Haggerty. Spur, Twisted D. Haggerty, E.M. It's a green book. Right back there with all the green books.
But there are thousands of green books there. I mean...
Oh, well, naturally, they are subdivided.
Oh, good.
All the big books are on the bottom, all the little books on the top.
All the big books on the bottom, the little books on the top?
Yes, what are you, a little one or a big one?
I don't know, do I?
You're not being very helpful, are you, sir?
I'm not being very helpful. How are we supposed to find books if you file them like that?
Well, I've never had any trouble. Only this very morning, I found just the book I wanted, just like that.
What was that?
A big red one.
Look, I am not interested in the size or the colour.
Well, fortunately, upstairs we have duplicates of all these books that are down here, all up on the second floor.
Not classified by size and colour.
Not classified by size or colour.
Ah, good. Then perhaps you can tell me where, on the second floor, I can find the Twisted Spur by E.M. Haggerty.
Western, is it?
Yes, it is.
Is it a thick Western or a thin Western?
Well, I don't know, do I?
Well, all the thin Westerns are on the right-hand side of upstairs. All the thick ones are over on the left-hand side.
I don't believe this. Thick, green, thin, thick. I mean, it's balmy.
Balmy? Is that E.M. Balmy or WHO?
No, your system is stupid.
What? No one else has ever complained.
Well, I'm complaining. Will you please finally tell me where I can find a copy of The Twisted Spur by E.M. Haggerty?
Oh, hello, Mrs. Pollitt. How did you enjoy your book, then?
Oh, it was fantastic. The most wonderful love story I've ever read. Ooh, they were so passionate. I mean, every time they met, he, ooh, and she was all, ooh. And they always, cool. And he wouldn't leave her alone, and she kept going, ooh. And she was all over him, and he was, oh, it was wonderful. Just thinking about it makes me, ooh.
Well, now, what book was it you wanted, sir?
The big blue one. Our guest this week, ladies and gentlemen, Stephanie Lawrence.
The right to sing, the right to play, the right to do the things I feel in my own way. And if you took it all and asked me to pretend, you'd be breaking a heart that won't bend. The right to win, the right to lose, the right to fall in love with anyone I choose. And when it's my mistake and everything goes wrong, I would write what I feel in a song. They knew it all. Where is the answer? They only see what's down in black and white. Back to the wall, just a romancer. Sing and play my music is my life. The right to laugh, the right to dream, the right to know that people say just what they mean. And if it turns out that my hopes were not to be, then there's no one to blame, only me. The right to live, the right to breathe, the right to stand by all the things that I believe. Can't say I knew it all, but someone has to try. I will stand or I will fall, live or
Hello and good evening to you. The bits of film we're about to show you, or at least I hope we're going to show you if they don't fall apart, are selected from the archives situated in the bowels, and I use the term loosely, but not too loosely, of the earth beneath the television centre. And if the actual film doesn't fall apart, I'm sure you'll agree with me, and if you don't, I certainly shan't lose any sleep over it, that some of the acts certainly do. Fall apart, that is, not act, if you can call singing acting, which I'm not sure you can. Where was I? Oh, hello and good evening. The act you're about to see was the first one, and when I say the first one, I mean one of the first to come to light, if you can call it light, bearing in mind that it was in the bowels, and I use the term even more loosely than the last time, of the radio doctor here at Television Centre, and who am I to criticise? The man in the burnt cork and the fuzzy wig was, or is, unless he's died, which he probably has by now, although I wouldn't bank on it. Some of these performers seem to go on forever. He certainly does. Is the great Al Vermont, always billed as the chocolate-coloured cough drop. See what you make of it.
I know a gal I'm crazy for. She hangs around my old back door. She never will belong to me, 'cause she's too sophisticated and syncopated, you see. She's a syncopated lady, she lives very shady, and I listen to her daily as she plucks a ukulele, and her eyes are kind of flashy, and her clothes are kind of trashy, and she smokes some small Havanas, and she chews some big bananas. Teeth like bulls and lips like wine. Thumpy, thumpy, thumpy goes that heart of mine. Thumpy, 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 'cause her shape it is so bumpy. It's so dimply and so dumpy, kinda loose, kinda lumpy, and it has no imperfection, and it points in all directions. How I love them pounds and ounces in that sweater when it bounces, and it makes me kinda jumpy when our arms entwine. Thumpy, thumpy, thumpy goes that heart of mine. Lady, and her second name is Sadie, and I love the way she dances when she's dancing, when she dances, and I love the way she washes and switches and big washes, and the way her hands behind the window, she lives at number 7, but she sleeps at number 9. Thumpy, 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 goes that hard out.
thoroughly enjoying it. Having a wonderful party. It's been very relaxed. It's, darling, do you know who that chap is there?
No, I don't think so.
Looks very left out of it, doesn't he? I think I might bring him into the fold, you know, my good deed for the day. Once a Boy Scout, always a Boy Scout. Good evening. Are you enjoying the party?
Not much.
I'm Edgar Pocket, by the way. I'm in insurance for my sins. Or other people's sins. Otherwise I wouldn't be in insurance.
Sebastian Mills.
Uh-huh. Yes, well, what line are you in, Sebastian?
I'm a medium.
Oh, fascinating. Medium what?
I'm a psychic medium. I talk to the dead.
Oh, that must be nice. A little bit one-sided, perhaps.
Not at all. I always get an answer.
Oh, you should try ringing direct inquiries.
Don't be futile.
No, I shouldn't be. Sorry, I was being futile. Do you think you could possibly get a message for me through to someone who's,
Dead?
Well, yes, on the dead side.
But I am a professional man. It's hardly the time or the place, is it?
No, but it wouldn't take too long. I could do it in 12 words. The fact is, you see the lady behind us here in the pale grey?
Very nice.
Yes, yes, she is very nice. Well, she is my second wife. It is my first wife who is,
Dead.
Dead, exactly, yes. Deirdre,
Yes.
she's called, or was called, or might still be called Deirdre. I was just wondering if I could have a few words with Deirdre.
What do you want to say?
Well, it's private, isn't it?
Don't be fatuous.
No, sorry, I was being fat. Well, I just want to ask her, really, if she's well, apart from being dead, and about the garden roller. Whether, in fact, she did lend it to our next-door neighbour, Mr. Clegg, or whether the gypsies, in fact, have stolen it.
Why not ask Mr. Clegg?
Well, he has gone on holiday.
I'm not walking down the long, dark road that leads to the Vale of Shades in order to inquire about some damn garden roller.
Well, it wasn't just that. I wanted to ask her if, in fact, she and our plumber, Charlie Hackett, had a romantic affair, because we used to have the plumber round more than most people. Twice a day, in fact.
That's more like it.
Yes, you see, he sang, in fact, like Maurice Chevalier, and no woman could resist him.
Oh, well, I'm not surprised.
Oh.
Why don't we start now, shall we?
Yes.
Is there anybody there?
Just like that. Shh, shh, shh. Shall we hold hands or anything? No, I'll take two if you don't mind. He's looking for my wife. She's dead, of course, but I mean...
Is there anybody there? There is someone there.
Who's a pretty boy, then? That's not Deirdre, that's Horace the parrot.
Oh, nighty night. Oh, naughty, naughty. Oh, she's having fun with the plumber.
What's that, Horace? What do you say?
Oh, that's the way to do it.
I'll speak to Deirdre, Horace.
There's someone else there.
Yes.
Hello. Hello, dear.
Is that you, Deirdre?
Of course it's me. Of course it's me. Give me a kiss, my darling.
Well, He's my wife.
What do you want, dear? I'm awfully busy. Your breath smells of alcohol.
Well, no, this is not. This is for the pot plant. Percy Frole always suggests a little gin and tonic.
What do you want, dear? Do tell me.
Well, do you remember the plumber we used to have that sounded like Maurice Chevalier?
Oh, Charlie Hackett.
Yes, Charlie Hackett. Well, I was wondering if Charlie and you ever did consummate the plumbing at all.
How dare you?
Flies. That's another one there.
At least I've got a real man now. Adolf.
Who's Adolf?
Mr. Hitler to you.
Who married Adolf Hitler?
He's done all the decorating.
Well, he would do.
Goodbye, Eddie. Goodbye.
Wait a minute, Deirdre, you didn't say, did you, Charlie?
No, well, the plumbing was in a frightful state. And I always loved Maurice Chevalier.
I'll murder that Charlie Hackett.
Too late, mate. Somebody did.
Charlie Hackett, you seduced my Deirdre.
No, it was her suggestion, mate.
Oh, and you never left your tools behind either, I expect.
Oh, ballcocks to you, mate.
Seems to whisper
He
Louise.
seduced my wife. Well, not him, not my wife, you know.
Seems to
voice.
twitter Louise.
I've always loved Maurice Chevalier.
Have you, love? Want to see the pipes in the cellar? Come on, love.
He's done it again. Look at that.
It's the first time tonight I've had my eye on you all evening, love. Tells me it knows I love
With me down at the New Bullen Bush, there's a jukebox, and come, lean on the bar with me, pour some of that down your bush. There's a noisy fruit machine,
Tennis on a TV screen.
striptease, punk rockers, and jazz. Oh dear, look what they have done to it down at the New Bullen Bush. Now, what?
All right, George, what are you going to have?
Well, I don't know, I better have my usual, I suppose.
Yeah, all right then.
Yeah, as usual. Beer, I'll have a beer?
It's lousy keg bitter, I fear.
Oh, dear.
No hops is in it.
Far too much gas in it. Fills you with wind up to here.
Tadpoles could breed in it.
This bloke has weed in it. It's decidedly queer. What can you do with it?
Straight down the loo with it.
Oh, for some old-fashioned beer.
Give me a whiskey.
Isn't that risky? You've had 7 gins, a snowball and a port.
We'll make it a brandy. Me legs have gone bandy. I've got rather more inside me than I thought. There's a girl that fancies me.
Shows that you've had too much grog. You're winking at the landlord's dog.
I live all alone. Who would live with that old crow?
My old woman's just the same. I wish she'd go back on the game.
I'm not going home till 3.
Who's round next, you or me?
There's a friend I've got to see.
There is a tavern in the town, and now it's started going round, round, and round, and it's not as if I've started drinking yet. It must be something what I ate. No, I haven't had too many. I had some with Jack and Lenny, and another with Belinda at the Rose and Crown. I called and had one at the start, just a jar, you know, and then went on to Harry's Barn. I had a few with some people that I met. It's definitely something what I ate.
Time, gentlemen, please.
Oh, dear. Once they've started calling time, it's the end, mate.
But it really is a crime. Who's your friend, mate?
Oh, it really is a sin. I could sink a drop of gin.
Have we time to get one in? It's the end, mate.
Goodbye, goodbye. There's a nice topless bar we could try. Oh, the barmaid there's a laugh. I'm sure you could manage the other half. Goodbye, goodbye.
Suddenly I'm feeling awfully dry.
Oh, we won't feel right till tomorrow night. Time to go, cheerio, goodbye. I say, Humphrey,
What is it, Godfrey?
who was that terrible woman you were with today?
That was my sister.
Oh, yes, of course, I should have noticed the resemblance. Just got married, hasn't she?
Yes. And do you know, she's married a man whom people invariably take an instant dislike to.
Oh, why is that, you think?
It saves time. They've just moved to Cheltenham. She loves Cheltenham. She says in Cheltenham, breeding is everything.
Yes, well, we enjoy it in Kensington as well.
Funny thing is, though, although he's a bully, an idler, and a drunk, she intends to have 17 children by him.
Good grief, why on earth do you want to do that?
She says she's hoping to lose him in the crowd.
I say, bosun,
Yeah?
we've been cast adrift in this little boat now for 3 months, 2 weeks and a day.
Yeah, that's right.
I was just wondering, do you know any other tunes?
Why, don't you like all things bright and beautiful, then?
Not as much as I used to, no.
Where do we last eat?
I'll have to look in the log for that.
Well, we ate the log, didn't we?
Oh, yes, so we did, yeah, I've forgotten that, yeah. Well, if I remember rightly, the last time we ate was New Year's Eve. Remember we had that old running plimsoll left over from Christmas?
I didn't like it cold.
I didn't like it hot.
That's the trouble with plimsolls. You have one and 4 hours later you need another, don't you?
Well, you know, we'll have to face up to it, bosun.
Yeah. What?
Well, I mean, there's you and me here, 2 fellas, in this situation. Stands to reason, doesn't it?
What do you mean? You know. Hello, sailor, you mean?
Certainly not. Of course I don't, you twit hello sailor. I mean, we're both very hungry, and one of us will have to eat the other.
Oh, goodbye, sailor, you mean?
The main thing is we must be scrupulously fair into how we decide who eats who.
Oh, yeah, of course, must be that.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, cat, and boy, toe.
Hang on a minute. It's the big one, this is, eeny, meeny, mo. I mean, deciding who's going to be. It's a big question. You must do that strictly according to the rule book.
Right. Here we are. In which hand is the seagull dropping?
Well, knowing you both.
Wrong, neither. You lose.
No, best of 3.
Well, I haven't got 3 hands, have I?
All right, then, all right. It's goodbye, then, isn't it?
Yes, it's goodbye, bosun.
Just a minute.
hang on a minute. You're Jewish, aren't you? Well, put it this way. I help them out when they're busy. Well, you can't eat me, because I'm not kosher, you see. Oh, you will be in a minute now. Hold still, this will not hurt a bit. Not until I pull the trigger, anyhow. Wait a minute. I'm not going to be tasty like this. Why don't I jump over the edge? Swim about in the salt water, you know, kind of brine myself, marinate myself. I see your little plan. You're hoping to be eaten by sharks, ain't you? Well, that's all very well for you, but what about me? What about me, you poor hungry mate? Yeah, sorry, I didn't think there was. No, you never do. Any last requests? Yes, just one, please. What is it? Could I play All Things Bright and Beautiful one last time? No, you play me can't. Are you sitting comfortably? Yeah, I am. Listen, wait a minute, I thought of something. How long will one of my legs last you? Well, first day roast, second day cold, third day curried, top whack 3 days. Well, 3 days we might be rescued. I might be rescued. No, don't kill me. Just take the leg. We'll eat you a bit at a time, you mean? Yeah. Then at least some of me might be rescued. Oh, you got a point there, yes. Another thing. What? Can I have a bit? Well, I can't just sit and watch. After all, it's my leg, innit? And I am hungry. What, eat your own leg? Will you bite your nails? Well, not for dinner. Not for dinner, here. You're trying to put me off my food, ain't you? No, it'd be nice, wouldn't it, the two of us? You know, a bit of company, the art of conversation and all that. Well, all right, if you like, yeah. Yeah, make a do of it, you see. Moonlight, bit of music, dance the night away. What, on one leg? Well, yeah, all right, I tell you what. You have got spirit, boast, and I'll say that for you. And talking to spirit, we could finish that last bottle of white wine, couldn't we, eh? White wine? I'm not fish. Surely I rate a decent red, don't I? Well, yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this. Do you mind if we dine early? No, not at all. I'm a bit famished myself. Oh, that's good. Will you carve or shall I? Well, who's that? Oh, ship! Oh, it's a ship! It's a ship! Oh, yeah! Food! Hey, a ship! Give me food! Give me food! We must have food! Yeah, hey, what does it say on the side of that ship? Sea Link. Sea Link? No, it's all right. We're all Thank you very much. Before we go any further, I must just blow a token kiss to our producer, the man who makes Boy George look like Charles Bronson. No, just a little token kiss for this wonderful chair. No, I think he deserves it, because all the producers here at the BBC are feeling the pinch at the moment. I blame that new fellow in wardrobe myself. No, actually, times are rather hard. Only this morning, our conductor, Ronnie Hazelhurst, was told he'd have to cut the orchestra down. Personally, I think he was wrong to string them up in the first place. But he's always a hard taskmaster, is Ronnie. Incidentally, if I seem, a wee bit perkier than usual tonight, there's a very good reason. I wonder how many of you 5 years ago remember on this show that I announced that I had received a letter. Remember? Well, just to prove it was no fluke, I've had another one. Impressed? No, I know what's going on. I know all the skeptics are saying at home, I don't believe it. It's the same one as before with the dearer stamp on. No, but you're wrong, because I have brought the first letter along as well, just to show you. So I brought that along. Pathetic, isn't it? Why don't I grow up? If you find out, let me know, will you? No, come on. Let us stop being ridiculous. My goodness, it's nothing special, is it? It's a perfectly ordinary, everyday event. Having a letter. I've had a letter, that's all. So let us open it. Thank you. I think we can dispense with Black Rod. Now, what does it say? Just let me see what it says. This letter. Dear Mr. Corbett, I wonder if you can cast your mind back over 40 years when you were in class 4B at James Gillespie's primary school. And I wonder if you remember that little girl with long blonde hair and big blue eyes you were once so madly in love with. That's absolutely right. I could never get near her for her fat, spotty friend, Mabel Bringsdyke. Well, I am her friend, fatty, spotty friend. Seeing you on television, I often think back to our school days together and remember how you always used to boast that and to prove it one day behind the cycle shed. Well, that is not true. I don't remember that at all. I never even had a champion conquer. P.S.
P.S. it says, I wonder whatever became of the old caretaker, Mr. Wogan. No, it doesn't say that. I just put that bit in just to finish on a high note. On swiftly to tonight's joke, which... excuse me, the envelope. Tonight's joke, which I was reminded of a couple of months ago when I went to Australia. Now, I'll be honest about this. I have never been very good at flying, which is why I always take a plane. I went there actually this time to visit my adoring public, and next year he's coming over here. I was actually over there during the celebrations for the America's Cup victory. You know, it was wonderful, amazing. Really amazing. Amazing scenes. Pictures of the team plastered everywhere, you know. One or two of them sober, naturally. I was very caught up in it all because I've always had the sea in my blood. As a young boy, I was a stowaway in a gravy boat. While I was there, while I was in Australia, I was taken one day by this friend of mine, Basil Snugfitting, he was called. Spelt with two small T's and a round of toast. Basil Snugfitting took me on this day trip to a South Pacific island. Now, I should have been more careful because it was only a few years ago on this very island that a gay lib expedition ran into a group of cannibals and had to be rescued from the sweet trolley. There I was in this jungle, hacking my way through the toadstools. Hacking my way through the toadstools. Very low things, toadstools. And Basil started telling me this story to raise my spirits, I suppose, you see. To raise your spirits, hopefully. Well, anyway, apparently there are these two Scotsmen on holiday in Italy. And the mafia have gone into hiding for the week. And naturally, these two Scotsmen are after a good time, you see. Now, they've both drawn a blank looking for streetwalkers in Venice. And one night they end up in this little bar in Rome where one of them very carefully consults his Italian phrase book. And he goes up to the counter and he says to the barman, he says, "Hey, you," he says. "You. What fish?" he says. "Give us 2 pints," he said. "Give us 2 pints of draft tartan." Whereupon the Italian barman, who is also a bit of a linguist, replies, "I'm sorry," he says. I'm sorry. I seem to be doing waiters all night. He said, "I'm sorry," he said. "We know a silly draft tartan," he said. "I'm sorry." It's amazing, you know. I think I've never had a coronator in my life. Anyway, we no sell these draft tartans. We no sell. Maybe we have something else, like, you know. So the Scotsman said, "Well, wait a minute. When in Rome," he said, "we should do as the Romans do." He said, "I got a wee idea," he said. "Do you mind telling me what the Pope drinks? Because if it's good enough for the Pope, I'll have some of that." "Ah, see," says the Italian. He says, "His Holiness the Pope," he said, he's a very fond. You really need subtitles for this story, don't you? The Pope is very fond of a small creme de menthe, he says. That's what he likes. So the Scotsman said, "That'll do it," he says. "Give us 2 pints of draft... 2 pints of draft creme de menthe. That'll just do us." So to cut a long story short, they spend the night putting away tankards of creme de menthe. And the next morning, they wake up with most almighty hangover. The first Scotsman delicately eases himself down from the chandelier. Double glazed eyes, head like the inside of a telephone exchange. And he turns to his friend, he says, "Dearie me," he says. "Dearie me, Wally," he says. "If that's the stuff the Pope drinks," he says, "no wonder they always carry him round in a chair."
Yes, this must be it, driver. Nag's Bottom.
Vivian?
Get your feet off that tablecloth.
I'm just checking the wiring, my cherub.
It should have been done ages ago. Most of the guests are already here. Colonel, so nice to see you and your niece again. Tea will be served shortly.
Niece. She won't get much out of him. He's old enough to be her father.
What's your excuse? Now, hurry up. We're just waiting for Monsieur Poirot, and then we can begin...
Poirot? You don't mean you invited Hercule Poirot, the detective, here for the weekend?
He's a very good friend of the bishop's.
The man is a walking jinx, my dear. I mean, he's only got to set foot in a place and people get horribly murdered.
Don't be so preposterous.
What about that society wedding he was at last year? When 6 of the bride's family got slaughtered with a cake knife. And that holiday hotel in Scotland, when 4 of the house guests choked to death on a septic haggis. I'm not getting murdered. He comes to this house, my dear, over my dead body. Once and for all, Sydney, he is not welcome under my roof.
Too late. He's here already. Ah!
Madame Or is it Aphrodite, goddess of beauty, come to bestow her radiance upon our drab world of mortals? But tell me, your charming consort, is he not with you also?
Tell him I'm not here. Tell him it's been cancelled. Tell him I've got leprosy, anything, only get rid of me. There you are, Mr. Poirot. Doesn't the grass smell lovely this time of year?
Tea on the lawn awaits, Monsieur Poirot. We are all so looking forward to hearing some of your famous murder stories.
And yet Lady Agatha's party was destined to end in tragedy, for one of the guests was already planning a fiendish murder, a murder so grisly, so diabolical that... What is the matter, Mr. Bultitude? Is something worrying you?
Worrying me? Good heavens, no. Good heavens. Whatever made you think that?
Even as the guests were playing croquet on the lawn, the murderer had crept silently into the kitchen and laced the orange juice with cyanide. Who could have guessed that the murderer was about to strike again? Who could have suspected that somewhere in the bushes the barrel of a gun was trained upon the poor victim's heart? Slowly, relentlessly, the finger began to squeeze upon the trigger. I was not fooled for an instant. The opening of the umbrella was obviously a put-up job. Supposing the killer had already left his victim a little present. Yes, my friends, lying there coiled beneath Sir Percy's desk was an assassin more deadly than any man. A black mamba. Picture his terror as slowly it slithered up his leg. Imagine the victim's horror, every fiber of his being frozen in mortal dread, as slowly it began to worm its way upward in its mission of death. Madame Bultitude, I fear I have discovered a minute speck of earwig dropping upon my pillow slip.
No apologies. I'll just get you a fresh one.
Oh.
Can I help at all?
Mr. Bultitude, there is no need for you to keep hiding like this. Your fears of being murdered are completely groundless.
Hide? Oh, good heavens, of use hiding. I'm not. Really?
Not one of your guests has any motive to murder you. I have been chatting with them. On the contrary, they are very fond of you. All of them are planning to leave you large sums of money in their wills. If anything, it is you who have a motive to murder them.
Well, I mean, they actually... well. I never was married, of course. I'm not afraid of being killed. Me. I was in the war, you know. Not afraid of looking death in the face. Good heavens. Not after years of looking my wife in the face.
What was that?
I understand the night here, if you don't mind.
Oh, no, you don't. You're spending the night with me.
Of course. I suppose there are some fates worse than death.
Good morning, everyone. Did you sleep well?
Marvelous.
Wonderful.
Not a wink.
I can see why.
Hatch!
Ah, bless you.
Hatch! Oh, no. My heart.
Oh, my God! He's dead!
Watch that wire.
Madame Bultitude, what a lovely day. The sort of day that makes one glad to be alive.
Doesn't it? Now then, I've done some lovely kippers for breakfast. Would you like one?
Oh, you are most kind. Oh, you prepare an excellent kipper, Madame Bultitude.
Flattery will get you everywhere, Monsieur Poirot.
Oh, yes, a beautiful morning, a beautiful hostess, a well-turned kipper. What more can a man desire in his pursuit of paradise?
Oh, Monsieur Poirot.
Oh, such pulchritude. It is your pulchritude that sets you aside from the multitude, Madame Bultitude.
Monsieur Poirot.
Actually, there's a perfectly simple explanation.
I deduce, therefore, that all 4 deaths were meticulously planned. After the colonel had expired, the other 3 deaths were triggered off automatically. The niece grabbed at the loose wire, thus electrocuting herself. The lantern crashed down upon the bishop's head, and he, in turn, fell forward onto Miss Tabitha, plunging the knitting needles into her chest. A simple chain reaction. But how to kill the colonel in the first place? The answer lay in his allergy to cats. The cat made him sneeze, and the sneeze, after his nocturnal insomnia, was too much for his poor weak heart. Only one problem remained. What would make the cat jump upon his lap in the first place? And the answer is the smell of kippers. And whose idea was it to serve kippers? Yes, Mrs. Bultitude, you killed those 4 people as surely as if you had gunned them down in cold blood by serving kippers for breakfast. You planned it all last night after our conversation so that you and your husband could inherit the money.
What?
Take her away, Constable.
Let me go. Let me go. I tell you, it's all lies. Help! Police!
Well, that certainly worked a treat.
Yes, you played your part beautifully, Mr. Bultitude. She will be found guilty, and she will go down for 20 years at least.
Worked exactly as you said it would. I'm now finally free of the old patrons.
Oh, pity, mind you, about the guests. It's a pity about the digitalis that found its way into the colonel's conflicts this morning. It's a pity about the faulty wiring, but there we are.
By the way, I think you can safely drop the accent now.
Oh, I think I can at that.
I know you're not Hercule Poirot. You are, in fact, Albert Finney.
It's a damn good job none of them had seen the movie, wasn't it? Hey, cheers, Vivian.
Cheers, Albert.
Well, that's about all we have time for tonight, but first the news. GPO announced its new second-class parcel post. It's called the Dropkick.
And doctors at the Housden General Hospital are pleased with the progress being made by Appleby Lunge, Britain's worst ever ballroom dancer. They say he should be back on somebody else's feet in no time.
Foreign news, and proof today that the rain in Spain really does fall mainly on the plain when Janet Street Porter got drenched in Barcelona.
Finally, Basingstoke housewife Ursula Plackett appealed for help tonight in ridding herself of the belief that she's a soggy dishcloth. Anyone who can help is asked to give her a ring.
In the show next week, we'll be meeting Maisie Dotes, the girl who blames her loose morals on a mistake she once made knitting. She read the pattern backwards and made herself a pushover.
Until then, it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him. Good night.
Good night. Good night.